I would like to invite Professor S.G. Ranasinghe, the chair of this esteemed Rasashastra Sambhasha, to address the gathering.
Members of the organizing committee, Commissioner of Ayurveda, my colleagues as co-chair at the head of the table, honored participants and delegates from India, friends and ladies and gentlemen. I have the pleasure of speaking to you as the chief guest of this symposia, which I consider as a privilege and honor bestowed upon me. And also I want to thank the committee members who organized this symposium for giving me opportunity to address you in few words. Now we have arrived at the terminal stages of this seminar, and I don't want to take much of your time, but I would be brief and to the point. I am aware that this symposium is entirely devoted for Rasashastra, and this is the sixth one. The previous one was held in 2019 at the same venue, but due to certain conditions prevailed in this country, we have to wait for 2 or 3 years to have this present symposium materialized. And I thank the organizers and Sri Dhootapapeshwar Limited India for take all the efforts and all the occasion to have this seminar a success. While I attend the seminar from its beginning, I was compelled to observe that this is a special occasion for Ayurveda, especially to Rasashastra. I have observed that the committee members and the organizers have taken all the efforts to surmount the difficulties and obstacles prevailing here. Now the condition is a little bit congenial for this type of academic work, and they have taken all the opportunity to materialize this symposium. Charaka and Susruta emphasize the importance of Sambhasha, that is symposia, where we are going through the treatises of Charaka and Susruta. We have quite evidence that even at that time, this type of Sambhasha and symposia were took place. Rishis as gurus and their disciples as students have this sort of symposium through a way of discussion. And they have emphasized the benefits we can reap from this type of exchange of views, and we can present our views from our research work, and also we can alleviate some problems coming to the particular discipline by having necessary Sambhasha at equal intervals. But I should say that organizing a Sambhasha of this nature is a formidable task by itself. Sambhasha means a collective effort of all the resources, and these resources are of variegated nature. We have to collect the human resources, and we have to get used of material resources, and you have to utilize financial resources also. Those are the certain very important resources we have to touch upon if we have to have a successful symposium like this. Now, when I follow the discussions and I wanted to express myself, so I was wondering what message I should give to this august audience after going through the entire research work presented by these learned professors and presenters. If I say the advantages of Rasashastra, that would be a repetition, because all know what are the advantages of Rasashastra, and I don't want to repeat that. And if I say all the praiseworthy sayings, it would be a hypocrisy. So what I thought was, I want to sort of analyze the presentations done here in a logical way. And I have noted certain highlights where these research workers has present to us. And these highlights I want to pinpoint, but I don't want to elaborate on this because of the constraints of time. And I just want to mention how far we have matured in our research activities. First, it is the extent and depth our research workers have achieved in surpassing the research objectives. So that is a very pertinent question in research, where objectives has to be first laid down and all your research work should be undergoing to achieve that objectives in a positive way. That itself shows how well versed with these subjects by the presenters today, and that is commendable. Second, I have noticed the way they interpret their observations and results by using other disciplines also. So it would become a multidisciplinary seminar at this point. And I noticed that most of the workers stress more on modern science and modern medicinal literature. That's also a very good approach, but at the same time, I should say that Ayurvedic philosophy and Ayurvedic principles, especially with regard to Rasashastra, should be dealt with. Thirdly, I am actually surprised to the dexterity and the suppleness they harnessed the modern research methodology into their research work. Now, modern research methodology is entirely a brainchild of the West, but Rasashastra is of Oriental nature. So, you have to couple with these two in order to bring fruitful results. The way these research workers done that is actually surprisingly good. Then other highlight I noticed is how they try to generalize their findings. Now that is very important. The modern science developed through generalizations. Now, for example, we take a project for our research, and that's a unit entity. We are using a certain type of disease, and we are using certain type of drug. Here, Rasa Aushadhi. Then that unit investigation has to be extrapolated to generalize. That's how the modern science developed. From all these experiments and research work, they want to collect this data, did actually generalize those observations and inferences. Now, inferences are of two types, these factual inferences and statistical inferences. Both these could be utilized in forming generalizations. What I gathered from here is that generalization was not very enough, but that is excusable because all these research works undergone and presented here are in the nature of pilot studies. So to generalize, you have to go further, and in further stages, you have to collect more data, and you always try to couple with your basic principles and try to extrapolate into formation of generalization. For example, now I'll give you a simple example. Now from ancient rishis, they have observed certain things connected with the environment, and some patients come with headache, some with swelling of legs, and they always try to correlate with the symptoms with some sort of philosophy. Now that is the observation. That is also a research experiment. But ultimately, after gathering so many hundreds and hundreds of observations, they have come to the conclusion in a generalized way that how this Vata, Pitta and Kapha theory evolved. So that's a generalization. In modern science also the same thing happens. Modern science took leaps and bounds today as an advanced science because they were very successful in generalizations. Now all these theories and laws and all these things are generalized conditions. They come out of individual research. But here I want to stress that in time to come we will follow the same regimen. So as soon as we got our results and observations and inferences, try to generalize them. Then only we can develop our own theses, then only we can develop our own methodology with regard to this context. And the other thing is, I have noticed that our research has actually attained the maturity. This is, though we are concerning about the pilot studies, that pilot studies are very well advanced, and you have taken all the help from the allopathic medicine, histopathological studies, and all these serological observations. That is very good. But at the same time, we have to take in mind that this is a separate science, originated from thousands and thousands ago as a separate entity of medicine. Now, going beyond certain parameters and relying much on modern medical paraphernalia, it is good and it is welcome for the argument purpose, but as a science, we have to develop our own entities. So that's why I am always stressed on the philosophy of research. What is the philosophy of research in Ayurveda? I don't see, even in India or Sri Lanka, we have thought about it. Now we have so many institutions doing research. BMARI at Navina, then some institutes affiliated to universities, they do very good research. But I want to know what is the philosophy behind Ayurvedic research. Are they going to invent new drugs? Or are they want to establish scientifically already drugs we are using? Or are they trying to dislodge Western medication by improving our research and relying on Western medicine parameters? Are we hope to dislodge already established Western medicine, which would be a very difficult situation here, because we all know that that all the Western drugs have toxic effects and side effects. But still, having all these handicaps, Western medicine is riding high. So actually we have to think about this, because this is the proper time to think about this. What is the philosophy of our research work? Are we doing meaningful research, or are we just taking haphazard projects, and are we using the same methodology where Western medicine people are doing? So that is very important in the sense of future work. Now with these words, I wish all the success to Sri Dhootapapeshwar Limited for their future endeavors, and also I have to give this message also. It's always good and always better and always convincing if we rely on Western paraphernalia, Western parameters, well and good. But at the same, don't forget that this is an entity of its own. Relying too much on other subjects will automatically and without even knowledge to us will hinder our originality of our medicine. Now with this comment, I want to wind up my chief guest delegation delivery. But again, I am very much thankful for me to give this occasion to speak few words to you. And I hope in time to come, you will continue this effort furthermore. And we are always very keen to participate and express our views in future also. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much, sir. Professor S.G. Ranasinghe, the chair of Rasashastra Sambhasha, edition 6. So I would like to invite Mr. Ranjit Puranik, the chairman and managing director of Sri Dhootapapeshwar Limited, to present the token of appreciation to Professor S.G. Ranasinghe. And at the same time, I would like to invite Dr. K.P.K.R. Karunagoda, the co-chair and the senior lecturer and head of Department of Shalya Shalakya, Prasuti-tantra Kaumara Prutya at Faculty of Indigenous Medicine, University of Colombo, to receive the token of appreciation. And also the co-chair, Dr. S.L. Vevalvala, the senior lecturer and head of Department of Ayurveda Basic Principles of Faculty of Indigenous Medicine, Gampaha Vikramarachi, University of Indigenous Medicine. While remembering the immense contribution of Dr. Dhammika Abhay Gunawardena, the Commissioner General of Ayurveda, I would like to invite the following dignitaries as well. Dr. Heva Gamage, the Assistant Commissioner, Technical, Department of Ayurveda. Sir, I would like to invite to get the token of appreciation from Mr. Ranjit Puranik, the Chairman and Managing Director of Sri Dhootapapeshwar Limited. And also the Dean of the Faculty of Indigenous Medicine, Professor Patraki Kamal Pereira. Sir, I would like to invite you, and remembering that the Faculty of Indigenous Medicine, University of Colombo, and Faculty of Indigenous Medicine, Gampaha Vikramarachi, University of Indigenous Medicine, being the knowledge partners for the organization from Rasashastra Sambhasha, Sri Dhootapapeshwar Limited. Inviting the Commissioners of Ayurveda, Dr. K.M.P.S. Sirivardhana, Western Province, Dr. A.D. Kumarage, Sabaragama Province, Dr. Sridhar, Eastern Province, Dr. J. Ganeshan, Northern Province, Dr. J. Herath, Central Province, Dr. P.G.D. Prematila, the Commissioner of Uva Province, Dr. C.L. Guruge, the former Commissioner of Southern Province, Dr. Dayangani Senasekara, the former Technical Commissioner of Ayurveda, and Dr. Priyankini Godage, the Commissioner of North Central Province. Thank you very much, respected dignitaries, for being present here at the 6th edition of Rasashastra Sambhasha, organized by Sri Dhootapapeshwar Limited. As we all know, the authenticity, the standardization, the safety, efficacy, all the parameters when preparing a rasa drug, we consider about many. The safety, the histopathological safety, the biochemical safety, the non-neurotoxicity, the non-mutagenicity, the non-genotoxicity, many more considered by the manufacturing process of Sri Dhootapapeshwar Limited. Thank you very much for being here over a decade, over 1.5 decade in Sri Lanka.